What's money without happiness? A hard times without the people you love. Though I'm not sure what's about to happen next. I ask for strength from the Lord up above.
Ladies and gentlemen, the musical stylings of Amari Cooper. Hopefully the newest member of the Dallas Cowboys, or new old member of the Dallas Cowboys, sometime within the next few days. Amari Cooper is gaining steam within the Star Frisco for a return to Dallas. Let's get right into this and be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content just like this. All right, y'all can see here, Nick Harris actually dropped an article on the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Be sure to check it out. Again, friend of the channel, Nick Harris. But one of the excerpts from this article pretty much exposes the fact that there's been some murmurs about Amari Cooper within the building. And look, I'm going to say this right now, man. These murmurs, I'm believing murmurs now, because there were murmurs that the Cowboys were wanting to take an offensive lineman in the first round of the draft, and we didn't believe it. And look how that turned out. So I'm believing any and every murmur coming out the building, damn it. There's a little bit of smoke to that fire, it seems like. But either way, Amari Cooper is someone that the Cowboys are potentially bringing back. And here's the quote from the article. It says, while attention is still devoted to the trade market, so yes, the Cowboys are still trying to trade for a secondary receiver, so is the availability of veteran free agents. Intriguing options remain unsigned, such as Keenan Allen, Nelson Aguilar, absolutely not, and Robert Woods, absolutely not. However, there is a building team interest in bringing free agent Amari Cooper back for a reunion in Dallas. And I would absolutely love this for multiple reasons. For one, I think Amari Cooper fits is the shoddy profile, the type of guys that Schottenheimer likes to have on his team. A lot of people take his laid back and relaxed personality and think the guy's lazy, not a hard worker, and his stuff. None of that is actually true. Some guys just have a more laid back demeanor, and I think Amari Cooper is one of those guys. On top of that, he already has an established rapport with our quarterback, Dak Prescott. So we know that Amari at least has some type of connection with Dak already. They were successful together the first time around. CeeDee Lamb is an even more dangerous weapon than he was. And honestly, I think this team is going to be in better shape regardless, because remember, Mike McCarthy was the guy that was here last time. And Mike McCarthy was actually part of the reason that Amari Cooper was no longer on our team anymore. Let's take a listen to this clip. Remember, this was from a few months ago when Bobby Belt kind of started talking to us about some of the things that were wrong with Mike McCarthy within that building. And if we listen to this, this actually shows us that no, Amari didn't really have to leave Dallas because of what some of you guys think it was about, the vaccine and all that different stuff, man. Listen to what 105.3 The Fan, Bobby Belt, had to say about this again, friend of the channel. Listen to what he had to say about Amari Cooper leaving Dallas.
Now, over the course of that season, the 21 season, Mike McCarthy really sours on Amari Cooper. And I think he felt like Amari Cooper was probably one of the, in fact, definitely, he felt like Amari Cooper was one of the bad apples who was spoiling the locker room for him. That he felt like...
Right. And Bobby Belt actually talked to me about this on my channel. So if you want to go back and listen to that interview, we briefly discussed this as well on my channel. Essentially, Mike McCarthy felt like Amari Cooper was someone that was influencing the rest of the guys not to buy in to what he was doing. So whenever the idea was floated about trading an Amari Cooper, essentially Mike McCarthy was like, hey, I'm not going to stop you. Matter of fact, go ahead. I think that would be a good idea. And then he kind of hid his hands behind his back and acted like he had nothing to do with the trade. And other players knew better than that based off the relationship previously existed between Amari Cooper and Mike McCarthy. So that was part of the reason why Mike McCarthy started to lose some of that trust within that locker room and some of that, I guess, motivation that the guys played for. Because let's be real, y'all, would y'all want to give it y'all all and go out there and sweat blood, sweat, and tears and do all that stuff for a coach that you don't even trust? Not really. That's going to impact your level of motivation to play for that guy. And that was the situation with Amari Cooper and Mike McCarthy. Now, this Amari Cooper stuff, this just isn't coming from Nick Harris or just one source. There's a lot of different reporters now talking about this. And because all of the Cowboys beat reporters are starting to talk about Amari Cooper potentially returning to Dallas, including Patrick No-C Walker, I think that this is a very real thing that could happen. If the Cowboys can't swing a trade for the value that they want for one of the younger guys that they may want to put next to a CeeDee Lamb. I can absolutely see them bringing in Amari Cooper as like a stopgap type of guy that'll come in for the next season or two, maybe, and he'll kind of hold that wide receiver 2 position down until someone is ready to take that spot, or the Cowboys bring someone in to actually take that spot legitimately, right? So I think this would be an upgrade. And those of y'all that, oh, I don't want Amari Cooper. I don't want Amari Cooper here. Look, man, y'all can't have your cake and eat it too, man. Y'all can't sit there and say, oh, the Joneses suck. Oh, the Cowboys don't do anything. And then when they go out and get a guy that could actually still help your team, regardless of what you may feel, regardless of what your small football brain may tell you, before last season, in a season which he was trying to catch the ball from Deshaun Watson in a terrible year. And I'm going to be honest, I think that Amari Cooper probably just didn't want to play with Cleveland anymore. And he might have tapped out on him. But wouldn't you have tapped out on Cleveland? I know I would have. Amari just had 1,200 receiving yards for Cleveland just a season ago, though. He had 547 last year, which actually may work in the Cowboys' favor because that's going to drive his price down probably to a place where he's one of the more affordable guys left remaining on the market. With his combination of his now age, which he's 30 years old now, and the fact that he kind of has like a reputation where some teams may feel like he may be nuclear or they may not want to kind of take a chance on him, he could easily come back to the Cowboys and reunite with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and play that role that we need. And I think if Amari Cooper were to come to Dallas, he steps in and he's instantly the second best receiver on his roster. So I don't see how, if they can afford to sign him for a cheaper amount, I don't see how any Cowboys fan can talk about not wanting a guy that can actually help your team, a guy that will be a direct upgrade on your team. I don't know how any Cowboys fan can talk about not wanting that guy to be back. And remember, Brian Schottenheimer is here, and in Shotty we trust. I just don't think that Shotty's going to allow the same type of environment and the same type of behavior and different stuff that kind of happen in past regimes. I don't think that Shotty's going to allow that type of stuff, and I don't think these players are going to want to do that. I think that Brian Schottenheimer has done an excellent job of getting and handpicking the exact types of players that he wants on his team, and I think Amari Cooper can help. So I personally would really like this move. I don't think it will be negative by any stretch of the imagination. Just this last season, he actually had his most average separation since 2021. So it's not like he's washed or anything. Amari Cooper still has some juice left. I think that he just has to be motivated and wants to play. And I think he will be motivated and want to play in Dallas. So let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Do you think Amari Cooper would be a smart pickup if the Cowboys are unable to swing a trade for a younger wide receiver too? Would you be okay with Coop coming back to Dallas? Let me know down in the comments below. How about them Cowboys?
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.